Welcome back, guys. Today I'll be taking you around the various tabs that exist in Sketchware. So first of all, by this your left hand side, there are two items there. Number one, we have the layout, and number two, we have the widgets. Now in the layout, we have the linear and the scroll layout. The linear layout just arrange your items either vertically or horizontally, whereas the scroll allows you to arrange your linear within it such that users will be able to scroll either vertically or horizontally. Also, we have the widget, the text view for displaying text, the edit text to receive text input from users. We have the buttons such as submit, register, sign up. That's what we use the buttons for. We also have the image view to show images. We have the checkbox, we have the spinner, we have the list view, web view, switch, seek bar, progress bar, calendar view, add view, and the map view. All these I will still have to talk about in details one by one and show you what they do. But before that, you need to understand that for you to use the layout and the widget, all you need to do is to hold on to any of it. Let's take for example the linear H. Just hold on to it, and once it vibrates, then you drag it to your screen. So that is how to use them on your screen. The widget too as well, just hold on to it, then drag it, and that's all. So now let me start explaining everything one by one from the layout. So in the layout, we have the linear H. This is the linear H that I've dragged in here. So when you drag in a linear H, it means you want to arrange your items in a horizontal manner. See what happens now as I will arrange this text view inside it. Can you see? All my texts are arranged in a horizontal manner. But when you use the linear V helps you arrange your items in a vertical manner. So I want to change the weight to match parents to full screen so you can see what I'm saying. Then the height to wrap content. Yes. Now watch what will happen as I will arrange this text inside it. Can you see? All of my texts are moving in a vertical manner. So that is the difference between the linear H and the linear V. But look at something. Look at this linear H now. I want to add some other items, some other widget inside it, and then you will notice that it will reach an extent where some of the items will fold off such that you won't see some of the widgets that you place there, and that's why we use the scroll layout. This is the scroll H. It allows you to scroll to the left or to the right. But take note, when you add your scroll layout, you still need to add your linear layout within the scroll layout. What this does is that the scroll layout allows you to scroll either vertically or horizontally, depending on if it's H or V. Now I've used the scroll H, so I'll be inserting a linear H inside it. So with this, I will be able to arrange my items. No matter how much they are, I will be able to arrange them inside it, and yet I will be able to see them. Yes, see what happens. I'm able to scroll. But when you try that with this upper layout, you won't be able to do that. So the same thing with the scroll V. That's how to use those layouts. Now we come to the widget. The widget, as their name implies, the text view allows you to display some text, The edit text allows the user to insert some text in your app. So also the button, as I've said earlier, it helps to send some information to the server or to process the information based on the program you have written. Then the image view is used to add or display images. But before I move on with the remaining ones, I need to mention this, that whenever you click on any widget you have on your screen, what you see below your screen here is known as the properties of that particular widget, and under the properties menu, that is where you can control how and what you want that widget to do. For example, now this text, I can decide to increase the width to maybe a particular number, let's say 200. You can see the size of that, the width of this text view has increased. Then you can also decide to increase the height. Then under here again, that is where you can change the text. This black ABCD, you can change what the text to show. For example, let me type anything. This is a new app. Okay, so you can see we have a new text here. So you can as well increase the text size here to choose any of this size here. So can you see that the text size has increased? So many more here as well. You can change the color of this to either, let's say, okay, let's choose any orange. So you can see, so this is where this, under this properties menu, that is where you can control how you want your widget to be, how you want it to show. So also we have the checkbox. We use it in collecting forms. We have the spinner. We use it for displaying some menus. Then we have the list view, which is used to display a list of items. Let me drag the list view out. Yes, you can list some items here. For example, you want to make an organizer, you want to make a list for an event, and many more. You can do all of that here. Also, we have the web view for displaying web content, HTML documents and the likes. We also have the switch. This is used to take a yes or no answers from users, or for switching on and off. So also we have the seek bar. We have the seek bar just for seeking, and also we have the progress bar for indicating the progress for an action. For example, when you load a web browser, you want the progress bar to show them that your page is still loading. Then, and we have two types of progress bar. We have the circular one and then the horizontal one, the linear type. This is the linear type. So also we have the calendar view, which will bring up the calendar to view. Also we have the add view and the map view. All these, we'll still talk more about them when we begin to work on real projects. So all of these are done on the view tab. Also on this page we have the event tab. This is the event tab here. You can reach this event tab by scrolling or by just clicking the events here directly. So on this event tab, this is where you can do the programming of your app. And when I say programming, I don't mean you writing codes, I just mean you are arranging blocks. So let me quickly talk about this block a bit. I will click on this on create just to show you an example. On create simply means when this app is launched. So this is where you can tell your app what to do whenever it is launched. For example, I can decide to show a welcome message to my users as soon as they open this app. All I need to do is to add a toast block and type in my message. So I'll come to this component and drag out the toast block, then input my message. hi there, you are welcome to my new app. So this is my blog and the message I have in it here, so I'll drag it here. So what I'm saying in essence is that whenever this app is launched and my user just opened this app, it will just show a toast message to them that hi there, you are welcome to my new app. So, and take note, and when you are adding blocks, always make sure that your blocks are well plugged in correctly. Adding the block like this, can you see it is well plugged in? But if I disconnect the block and I have the block like this, that means by the time I exit this page, this block will disappear, it will delete automatically. Or sometimes when it's close to other blocks and it is not well plugged, for example something like this, it will stay there but it will not perform any function. So you need to be very careful with all these instructions and plug in your blocks correctly. So that's all about the blocks and the event tab. Now I'll be moving on to the component tab. Component is where we add extra functions to our app. For example, we could decide to add an intent component for us to switch from one page to the other, or a share preference to save to the phone memory. We have the calendar for date and time. We have the vibrator to vibrate the phone. You have the timer to count the time. You have the dialog to bring up a pop-up information or message. We have the media player to play a long sound. We have the sound pool to play a short sound. We have object animator to animate your widget, to animate your text, and lots more. We have the camera to use the camera functionality of your phone. You have the file picker to extract a particular file from your phone. You have the gyroscope to detect when the user changed the orientation of his app. You have the Firebase DB to save to Firebase. You have Firebase authentication for you to authenticate the user, the login and the registrations, and so on. You have the Firebase storage also to save file to Firebase. You have the interstitial ad to show or display AdSense on your app. And we have the text to speech and the speech to text, which are usually used to read out text. You have the request network. This is what you use when you want the user to on their data connection, and it will also detect if the data connection of your user is on or not. Then we have the Bluetooth connect, which helps you to share a file via Bluetooth with another user. And lastly, we have the location manager, which helps you detect the present IP address and the user's location. So all these components, we could add them to our app. As we go on with the course, I wish you could keep diligence to play around with all these widgets, all the components and the blocks in the event tab and so on. As you play around with them, you will get familiar with them, and I will be calling it a day in this video. While in my next video, I will start working on real projects where I will be showing you how to create a simple Google search app. So have a wonderful day and see you in my next video.